Welcome back to Bulgaria and welcome back to Bdin Vidin in our Football Manager 24 Build a Nation save, where we currently find ourselves in phase 4 of our journey to become the number 1 ranked nation in Europe, having completed phases 1, 2 and 3 on our journey so far. Yes, hello again guys, welcome back to Bulgaria, welcome back to the start of Season 5, where we've got quite a bit to go over. Now, I've done the same as last season, where I am 9 games in to the league table, and I've done that because of how early the table starts here in Bulgaria, and it gives the chance for the transfer window to close, so we get a full update of the transfers that we've made and things like that. It also keeps the seasons quite short in terms of episodes. I don't want this to go massively overboard in terms of episodes, so we are a third of the way through the preliminary phase so far. Obviously, we'll have a look at how we've done with match highlights and stuff like that. We're also going to have a look at finances. We've got a new shirt sponsor, so we've made new kits. We've also got a lot of transfers to go through, and I think the transfers is possibly the best place to start. It's been another busy summer of signings, and we see lots of new faces come in. The first of which is Jenslo Kies is on a season-long loan from Rennes. Next up, we saw Amel Bora, again a season-long loan from Monaco. He was followed in the door by Kenan Mulangu on loan from Monaco for the season. And Nick Mokabakila, again on loan from Monaco. Pape Cabral, another one from Monaco, really utilising our parent clubs. Carlos Gallego is a free transfer, formerly of Ludogorets. Marwan El Petit makes his return back to Bdin on loan from Monaco again. Diogo Silva, our new record signing at 5.75k. Mohamed Masoudi comes in on a season-long loan from Monaco. Bozidar Blagojevic is a free transfer. Zvezdan Burakovic, again a free transfer. So for a total of 5.75k spent, I think we've done quite well there. There's quite a few outs again, a lot of loans, a few have gone out for small fees, but the big one there is Alexa Amanovic, gone out for £1.4 million, so we've made some good money to come into the club, which we can obviously use to better ourselves going forward. And just a quick look at the season preview as well. Before we made all the signings, we were predicted to finish in 7th place at 51s. We made a couple of the signings. We moved up to 6th place at 34s. But then a couple of the loan guys who were here towards the end of the back end of last season, Belosian is one of them. He's gone back to Rennes, and that's brought us back down to 51s. But it is still a big improvement on last season, and hopefully we can capitalise on that. Right, so that's all the transfers out the way, guys. A couple of other things to go over, of course, usual end of season, beginning of new season stuff, and that is the FBet League has moved up to 16th in the overall competition rankings, up 6 places. These Bulgarian teams, they don't need me, they're doing it all by themselves. And there we go, up to 16th place. Like I say, we are just behind the Ukrainian top flight now, the Romanian Superliga. We're getting there already, guys, in terms of reputation. It's really good. Of course, there is a long way to go in terms of coefficients to get up there with those top 5 leagues, but they're doing so well without me so far, and it's really good to see. And then just a brief overview, of course, of the coefficients themselves. We have been awarded an extra qualification spot, I believe. If I've read it correctly, we've been offered an extra qualification spot for Europe, so there's possibly 5 now going forward. I could be completely wrong with that, but obviously with us going up the coefficients table, there are a couple of less steps for us to take in terms of qualifying. We sort of moved on to the next rounds, and then just having a look at that coefficients table now, we are up to 11th place, which is really good to see. We're in 11th already on 39. We've got a bit of a gap to catch up to Belgium ahead of us. Of course, we could potentially catch up that this season if the Bulgarian sides have another good season like they have the last 2 seasons, and we lose that 4.5 off the beginning, and we get another 11, then that would be really good for us in terms of the coefficients. And here we can see our qualification allocation. Now we get a UEFA Champions League league path. I believe that's third round, possibly, and a Champions path. So we get 2 into the Champions League now. Get a Europa League playoff place, a Europa League place, so straight into the Europa League, and we also get a Conference League qualifying 2 place as well. So we do actually move up to 5 spots for European competition, which could be even better for us going forward. And like I alluded to in the intro there, guys, we do now have a new main kit sponsor. It's moved up from, I believe it was £140,000 a season. It's up to £250,000 a season now, which again is just really going to help us. Right now we're somewhat caught up on what's been happening between the 2 seasons with all the transfers, breaking our record transfer fee as well for Diogo Silva. Also record transfer in, moving Amanovic on for such a large fee, massive fee. Bear in mind he was a free transfer for us just a year ago, so we've made massive amounts of money on him. But let's have a look over the match highlights that we've played in the first 9 games so far. We kicked off our season against the defending champions in Ludogorets Razgrad, the 2nd game in a row after the cup final. It was a little bit disappointing, to be honest, the fact that we've lost. Seko Fofana on his debut for the club, getting the only goal of the game. Cabral being sent off on his debut didn't really help, but we have dominated possession again against Ludogorets. It's the final third that we're struggling against Ludogorets. You can see Palacios and Syracuse have not really played too great. Game number 2 saw us go away to Arda Kardjali, and it was a 2-2 draw in this one, 1-1 at half time. They took the lead through Stanislav Ivanov in the 31st minute. Brian Hennin getting his first goal of the season just a couple of minutes later. Before we took the lead through Amal Abora, and then just a minute later we conceded the equaliser. A very, very even game between 2 very evenly matched teams. Brian Hennin scored his first goal of the season. Good work through the middle of the park. Opati Nanseleria, ball forward towards Hennin, and it's a good finish past the goalkeeper. And we made it 2. Celeria again, good work. The ball forward towards Fausha, good ball forward towards Bora for his first goal of the season. Nibombe got us up and running from the penalty spot in the first half. Faucha added to that just a couple of minutes later from the spot again. And then our young Greek prospect, Syracuse, got his first goal of the season. Good work on the right-hand side by Barkok. Ball inside to Syracuse and a great finish. So a good result there against Septembri Sofia, and we pick up our first win of the season. Nice 3-0 win. Nibombe from the penalty spot. Faucha from the penalty spot as well. And Syracuse getting on the score sheet. A very dominant game, as you would expect against a newly promoted side. First goal of the game came from the on-loan right-back, and it was Kies. It was a great finish, good control and a fantastic finish. Lokomotiv did equalise, but we got the winner into the second half, and it was Bora again on the score sheet. Another good result there then, guys. Some great goals as well. Jenslo Kies getting his first of the season, and Amal Bora with his second of the season. Absolutely dominated the game. It's really, really good to see us performing this well at home. We made it 3 wins in a row away to Chernomor Varna. The first goal coming from Bora. Another good finish from him. And then Syracuse made it the game sure, really. Diogo Silva playing the ball forward towards Bora. Good ball across to Syracuse and a great finish. So making it 3 wins in a row. Bora for the 3rd game in a row, and Syracuse with the goals. Much more of an even game against Chernomor Varna here. Again, we've dominated the ball though, which is what I want to see from my teams. But we have done exceptionally well to pick up the win there, and Bora picking up the Man of the Match award. Back down to earth with a bump in the next game though, and CSKA 1948, who finished in 2nd position last season. We went to their place and they've absolutely battered us. They really have. Even in terms of possession, we've been outpassed in a game, which is quite rare. Even when we do lose, and we've just not really turned up to this game, and CSK 1948 have thoroughly deserved their win. Bora got us going in this game. Good work down the left-hand side by Burakovic. Good ball across towards Bora, waiting at that far post. We made it 2 through Panache Mutabanyoko. Good little run through the middle, great finish on his left foot. CSK did get one back, but we made sure of the result. The free kick in from Foucher, headed back in, and Diogo Silva put it in the back of the net. So we're back to winning ways, guys, and it's a really good result against CSK Sofia. They are considered to be one of the big four, and the fact that we've quite comfortably beaten them as well, 3-1, with Bora, Panache and Diogo Silva getting his first goal for the club. Once it made it 2-1, it was a little bit nervy. Are we going to throw it away? But Silva popped up just a couple of minutes after they scored their goal and confirmed the result for us. They were slightly better than us, although we have gone back to control and possession and the ball, which is good to see. We also had Palacios sent off in this game, which obviously made things a little bit more difficult for us, but we performed exceptionally well. Disappointing 3-1 defeat to Lokomotiv Plovdiv. Our only goal of the game came from Panache, good ball inside, and a great finish from Mutabanyoko. Really disappointing result, this one. The fact that we've only scored one goal through Panache again, but with the fact that we conceded 3, particularly to Lokomotiv Plovdiv as well, who we should be expected to beat and finish ahead of in the table. And this, I was just so disappointed by it. The whole performance. Again, they've controlled the ball. They've had a lot more shots than we have. That we just, it was a poor performance all round. A crazy game against Itar, 4-3 win, and it was Cabral with the double. Good work to come inside. It's a great finish from him. Got his second just after half time. Moka Bakila with the ball. Burakovic, great ball over the top. Cabral brings it down on his chest, and it's a great finish. Panache was again on the score sheet just after the hour mark. Moka Bakila finds Mulungu. Good ball forward towards Panache. And Foucher made sure of the result. Throw-in from Liber. Foucher, great touch, great turn, and a fantastic finish. So a nice little run of fixtures there, guys, which has seen us do okay. And you can see that we have won that Supercup Bulgaria, which I believe is like the Charity Shield. We did beat Ludogorets on that. It was a fantastic game, which saw us take our first proper piece of silverware as the manager of Bdin, and the boys look happy. All that confetti coming down from absolutely nowhere, it seems, but really, really pleased for the lads for winning a cup. Unfortunately, we couldn't repeat that in the league, as you've already seen. It's a decent start to the season. We've lost 3 league games, which is at this stage probably too many. 3 out of 9, it's a third of them. But we've won more than we've lost and drawn. Yeah, so we're in a decent position. And that's reflected in the league table, where we currently find ourselves sat in 4th position. With 16 points. We're only 4 off Ludogorets at the top, but of course they do have a game in hand. But in terms of 2nd place and indeed 3rd place, we're 4 and 2 points off them respectively. We're ahead of Levski Sofia as well, which is absolutely massive. In terms of conceding goals, we're still conceding a lot up towards this top half of the table. But yeah, like I said, it's been a fantastic start to the season, and hopefully we can continue it. So guys, we should be all caught up on what's happened between seasons now, and also the first 9 games of the season, which means we can get into looking at today's game, and we'll meet some of the new signings properly. Just want to show you guys the new kits as well, the new home kit and the away kit with the new sponsors, the new sponsorship money that we are bringing in, and also financially we're in a very, very good position with £1.2 million in the bank, and that is thanks to the sale of Amanovic. In terms of what we're doing club-wise as well, with that extra money that we've got, we've asked the board if they'd like to improve some facilities, and they are currently improving the training facilities. We're also searching for another senior affiliate, so when you come back next time, we may have somewhere else to loan players from. Preferably not France again. Let's try and get somewhere else. Moving into today's game though, at home to Hebar, and we're using a new formation this season. I've said it previously in this save that I'm going to try and do my tactic tests in this save, so we're going to try a new tactic every season. Yes, it might affect us a little bit, but we've moved on to this one, which I will do a video on at the end of the season. Goalkeeper for today, and returning from last season, is Patrick Sigurda Gunnarsson. He is a very, very good goalkeeper. He just concedes far too many goals, but that's not 100% his fault. It's also the defence. But he is still valued really, really quite crazily as well, and he's here for another season after this one. So we'll try and look to keep hold of him if we're still in that sort of team position. If not, then we'll look to move him on for a little bit of money. Right back for today is Jensor Kies. He is a 20-year-old Frenchman on loan from Rennes. He is a very, very good inverted wing back, which is the position that we're playing in the formation this season. He's had a great start so far with 7 appearances, 1 goal, a 6.84 average rating. The first of the new centre-backs for today is Nick Mokabakila, 20-year-old on loan from Monaco. He's got some great defensive attributes for a central defender. He's 6'3", he's got good jumping reach, decent heading, marking, tackling. His pace is okay. He's got good natural fitness and determination, though. Again, he's only played 4 games for us this season. We do have a couple of options at centre-back. I'd love to bring Bolossian back from last season, but Rennes are having none of it. They want to try him at the first team level. I'm going to keep trying, though, because he's a fantastic player. 6.75 rating, though, for Nick so far. Alongside him is our record signing of 5.75k, which shows you the type of club that we are when Ludogorets are spending millions and millions of pounds on players, and our record signing is under £6,000. We will get there, though, guys, don't worry. But the Brazilian comes in, formerly of Retro, 21 years old. He's on 1.1k a week, as we saw in the transfers. But again, a very good central defender. Could do with being a little bit taller at 6 foot, but he has got decent jump and reach, decent pace, and he's got some good mental and defensive attributes as well. And the new left back, thanks to the sale of Amanovic, is Zenon. Is it Zenon or is it Denon? I'm not quite sure. Anybody from Bosnia want to tell me? You know, is it Zenon or Denon? Burakovic, though, comes in, formerly of Ujpest, at 32 years old, so he's getting on a little bit. He's on 1.1k a week, but he still does have some fantastic attributes for his positioning. And as an inverted wing back on support, again, he's good. He is good. His right foot could do with being a little bit better, but at the age of 32, you're probably not going to get anything out of developing it at that age. But he's very much I need a left back because I was selling Amanovic, and he came up and he's done okay for us so far. In the defensive midfield role for us today is Christopher Nayataboko. He comes in on loan from Monaco, the 18-year-old Frenchman. Again, as a defensive midfielder, is very, very good. He could do with maybe being a little bit quicker, but you'll see there that as a defensive midfielder, pace is not really considered important. I would like it, though, still. He has had a good start so far. He's sort of a bit part player for me. We do have a couple of options in there again, but he's got good mentals. His technicals are okay, and his physicals are okay. Into the centre of midfield now, and we've got Pape Cabral, who we've seen score a couple of goals in the highlights, playing as a centre mid on attack today, on loan from Monaco. The 20-year-old Frenchman, again, has had a decent start to life here in Bulgaria. Got good technicals. Mentals are a little bit on the poor side, but his physicals are okay. Like I say, he's done well for us so far. Alongside him, we've got Christophe Faucher, considered to be the key player at the club now, on loan from Monaco. 19-year-old Frenchman. He's got some fantastic attributes, technicals, mentals, and physicals. A little bit short, maybe, but for the position that he's playing as an advanced playmaker in the centre of the park, not going to be too much of an issue. Playmakers generally tend not to be tall. Great current ability, got great potential. Fantastic to have him here for the season. On the left-hand side of midfield today, we have Kevin Palacios, remains from last season. He's played a couple of games for us at left-back this season. That transition I had between Amanovic and Burakovic. Again, he did great for his last season. He was the joint top goal scorer along with Barkok. His contract does expire at the end of the season, though. Whether I look to extend that or not, or maybe try to shift him on in the summer, is a different matter. I suppose it depends on where we are in the league table, really. But he's still got some good attributes. Technicals and mentals, maybe not so much. There's too many yellows there in terms of the colours of the attributes. Physicals are still okay, though. But we'll see how he gets on this season. He's done okay so far. Right wing for today is Kenan Mulangu. He is not the starting right winger. That's Bora, who we've seen score a couple of goals in the highlights. He's actually currently injured at the minute. So Mulangu comes in for today. He's not the best player. He could be much better. He's considered to be a Vittoria Liga player by my assistant. So yeah, he's more of a squad player for us, and definitely a stopgap while Bora is injured. And returning from last season, we have Marwan Opati. I'm hoping that in the new role that we play, we're not playing with a complete forward anymore. We're playing with a pressing forward, and I'm hoping that Marwan can find his feet properly for us. He's only got 3 goals in 22 appearances for the club. the 18-year-old on loan from Monaco. I'm hoping as a pressing forward he can do better. We are rotating the strikers a lot this season. Panachet's had some games. Sirikos as well, who's up to a first-team standard now compared to the rest of the squad, is also starting some games for us. I'd like to continue Sirikos' development as he's one of our own players. He could be worth something to me in the future, whether it's as a player or in terms of transfer value, and him getting game time and playing well is key to that. So that is the lineup for today's game, guys, against Hibar, who currently find themselves a little bit lower in the league than we are. Of course, we've had a great start to the season, and it should be a relatively routine victory for us, but we've seen from the highlights it doesn't always work out that way. Lokomotiv Plovdiv for his ankle. We should be beating teams like that. But let's get into the game, and hopefully we can pick up a victory. So then, as the players come out, we have the board expectation and the supporters expectation for this game, and that is to draw with Hibar. Like I say, they are currently down in 9th place on 11 points. We're in 5th as things stand. We were 4th. Levski, I believe Levski or CSK 1948 have already played their game, and we've knocked us back down to 5th. But if we can win this game, we'll move back up. A win here would move us on to 19 points, so it's just cut down to goal difference for the other two teams, and results against as well. We get our first highlight of the game, and it is for Hibar. They're coming forward down this right hand side. Burakovic is across to meet the attacker. The ball across, it's left by Sharapenko, and it's a good effort over the top by the Hibar player. I think we got a touch on it on the way through, and Shaparenko comes across to take the resulting corner. Half an hour gone towards that near post, headed clear though by Nick, only as far as Kabov, who can recycle the ball. Doesn't get the opportunity to, but we're being battered here by Hibar. If you have a look at those match stats at the bottom, we're not playing very well at all, guys. It's all Hibar so far. Hopefully we can change that in the second half. And that brings the first half to a close. As I said, we're struggling really to do anything going forward. We're seeing a lot more of the ball, but that's something that we do see from the Bdin team, regardless of what formation we play. We tend to dominate possession. We've just created absolutely nothing so far. Into the second half then, guys. We've had a good little rant at the players at half time, and hopefully that improves things. It's Diogo Silva, our record signing, finds Palacios on the left hand side, forward towards Faucher, wearing that green headband. He has the effort. It's tipped over the bar by the goalkeeper. It looked a very, very tame effort there from Faucher, and I thought the goalkeeper could have done much better than that. Mulangu to take the resulting corner towards that near post, and Burakovic headed clear though, and Bastonov helps it further on for Hibar. Kies with a chance to recycle again. We're not going to get that opportunity, but that's a good start to the second half. Shaparenko with his free kick though towards the back post, headed clear. Opati picks it up on the edge of the area, gives it away though, sloppy touch, and now Sandro. Shaparenko to Kokonov, advancing down the left hand side, comes back to Shaparenko. Sandro, a little bit of space for him, has the effort from the edge of the area. It's a good save round his post from Gunnarsson. Corner to be taken by Shaparenko. Goes deep this time towards that back post. Headed clear by Opati. Good header away. Diogo Silva can't keep it in play. Corner to be taken by Burakovic though on this left hand side for Bdin towards that near post. João Sesesco heads it clear only as far as Faucher. Diogo Silva. Burakovic again towards the back post. Mulangu's in space. He's absolutely fluffed his lines. And with that, guys, it's time to make some substitutions. I think we're not playing great, are we? Cabral, 6.5. Let's get Brian Henning on. Mulangu, I'm not really impressed by you, but I don't... We'll put Sirikos on the right-hand side. Opati as well. You can come off for Panachet. And that pretty much wraps up the changes, I think, guys, in terms of quality I've got on the bench. Let's hope they make the difference. Kies on this right-hand side. Hour on the clock. Finds Henning newly onto the pitch. Ball forward towards Panachet. Can the substitutions work already? They can. Panachet puts the ball in the back of the net. I am a genius. I am a genius. What a double, triple change that is. Henning, one of the substitutions, with a great ball over the top towards Panachet. He's been complaining at me about lack of first team football, and here he is. Good control on the chest. It's a great finish into the top corner for 1-0 for Bdin. Against the run of play, you have to say. Can we do it again? Kies finds Henning again. He's forced backwards this time instead though. Finds Mokapakila to Naitaboko. Diogo Silva. Burakovic. Burakovic with the ball forward looking for Kokonov. It's cut out by Kokonov. And now Iganen with the ball goes long. We don't win the header, but Kies gets the ball further forward. It's helped on by Liber, who I've accidentally brought on the right wing instead of Sirikos. I was wondering why Liber was on the pitch. I've brought Liber instead of Sirikos. That is a big mistake, and hopefully it doesn't cost us. Bastinov, great tackle by Naito Boko, though. His name's quite hard to say, guys, so bear with me. Kies on the right-hand side. Henin, can he pick out the pass again? Naito Boko finds Burakovic, making up that extra midfield role as the inverted wing-back, and he scores his first goal of the season. Burakovic makes it 2-0. And in the space of 5 minutes, guys, after the substitutions, we've turned this game on its head. Kick-off highlight, though, and it's Hebar. It's Kokonov on the left-hand side. Finds Atanasov. Moves past 3 players. Finds Hamadiev on the left-hand side. Kies does really well to steal it and finds Fauci in the middle of the park. He's lost it, though, to Shaparenko. Diogo Silva steps in. Great challenge. Palacios. Chance to counter, maybe. Palacios feed in. Panache, could have been any one of the 3. Liber, the mistake. Can he deliver the cross? He can't. He loses out to Kokonov. Poor clearance though, only as far as Kies. Can he have the effort inside the area? Pulls it back for Liber, who's absolutely fluffed it. Oh, it's been saved. Burakovic to take the corner. Towards near post. It's a poor corner. And headed clear. And now Kabov with the chance to bring the ball out for Hebar. He's got Faucher with him. Ball forward into the area. It's absolutely woeful from Kabov, and it's easy for Gunnarsson. Still dangerous though. We saw how much they dominated that first half, and they've got another effort from Ruben Garcia here on the edge of the area. Goes for goal. Finds the goal. Ruben Garcia reduces that deficit to 1-0. To 1 goal, I beg your pardon. It was rifled in that free kick. Had loads of pace on it. And Gunnarsson didn't really stand a chance. Into the final 5 minutes, guys, and this second half performance has been much better. Looking at those match stats, we've got back into the game and we've got the chance to make it 3-1 here. It's Liber on the right hand side inside the area, goes for goal himself, and he's missed it again. If I brought Sirikos on there instead of Liber, we could have had a couple of extra goals here. But I've misclicked it accidentally. Into injury time though, and hopefully that is going to be the end of the game. It is. It's a great win away from home against Hebar, particularly after that first half performance where it looked like we were not at the game, really. But the substitutions made the difference. Henin and Panache, and then Burakovic getting the second. In terms of what that does for us in the league table, guys, we're back into that 4th place with 19 points from 10 games. It's been a fantastic season for us so far. Of course, we finished 5th last season. We need to be getting better than that. We need to be getting into Europe now. It's season 5. We definitely need to be qualifying for Europe. Of course, it's still going to be very difficult to overthrow Ludogorets, but we do need to be getting there as well. But European football is what's going to help us do that, and the finances that are involved with that. But 19 points from 10 games, level with Levski Sofia. They do have a game in hand, and we do play Levski next, so that could be quite an important game. But guys, thank you very much for watching today. Obviously, Season 5, guys, we're doing exceptionally well. And again, let me know how you're finding the episodes with the new editing stuff that I'm doing, please, guys. All the feedback I can get so I can improve it really does help me out. And please remember to hit that thumbs up button as well for me, guys. It really does help me out massively. But guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.